Hello children. So again in the continuation of the capacitors I am making another video for you, that is for the capacitance. Now we are turning to the mathematical section, that is the derivation for the different formulae. So as we have studied in the last video, that is the charging of the parallel plate capacitor. So in physics the numerical part is one of the most essential. So we are turning towards the mathematical section, that is the derivation of the formula for the parallel plate capacitor. So how can we derive it? It's very easy, definitely as per our choice, and you can see how we do it. Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. First understand the total concept of the parallel plate capacitor. We have this parallel plate capacitor because in derivations we require certain features. So let the plate area of this plate is A and the distance between the two plates is D. After complete charging, the charge on this plate will be positive on both the sides because we are providing charge from this side, and here charge will be negative while on this side it will be positive. Because of the positive charge here and negative charge here, an electric field will develop between the two plates. So this electric field will be same as you have studied in the Gauss theorem, the electric field between the plates of the capacitor. This will be the electric field between the plates of the capacitor is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. Sigma is exactly the surface charge density, so this can be written as Q by A epsilon naught. Now potential between the two plates. Relation between the potential and electric field. If we want to see, we know relation E is equal to dV by dr. Now this is for the curvature. If the surface is curved or the electric field is passing through a curved charged surface, we can write it. But if it is a straight surface just like in parallel plate, so this will be V upon R or D, and which gives us V is equal to E into D. So this is a basic formula which we will get. So we are using the same formula here. This V is equal to E into D, and the value of E can be substituted from here to here. So what will we get? This is Q upon A epsilon naught into D. Now the formula for the capacitance. The formula for the basic capacitance is simply, this is C is equal to Q upon V. The value of V we can substitute from here. That means Q upon QD upon epsilon naught A. Q and Q will be cancelled out. This epsilon naught A will reach to the numerator. And the formula for the parallel plate capacitor we will get, that is equal to epsilon naught A upon D. This is our final formula for the parallel plate capacitor. Now we have a condition. This formula we have derived when we have taken this diagram in account, when there is nothing between the two plates, it's air or vacuum. But if we fill this gap between the two plates with a dielectric constant K, then the new formula for this capacitance will be increased K times only. That means the capacity of the same capacitor increases K times. So now this is a basic formula for the capacity of a parallel plate capacitor. After this, when we are studying about the parallel plate capacitor, so problem solving technique, in case of the problem solving techniques, if we want to study more about the capacitor, so we have to study the series and parallel combination of the capacitors. So in case of the series and parallel combinations, what we are doing here, we are just taking as we have done in resistances in your earlier classes. So here I am taking the two more small derivations, that is series combination of capacitors and the parallel combination of the capacitors. So now let's turn back to the derivations. First I am taking the series combination of the capacitor. Now in this case, we have taken three capacitors of capacity C1, C2 and C3 connected in series with a supply V. In this case, always remember, as the capacitors are parallel plate, that means there is no connection between the two, so that no current will flow through the circuit if we are connecting it to the DC supply. So when we are connecting it to the DC supply or with a battery or cell, no current is flowing through the capacitor. And if no current is flowing but charge will flow, and all these capacitors will charge, and after completely charging the flow of charge will stop. So that will reach to the saturation condition. As all the three are connected in series combination, this means the total charge on each will be same, because how much charge will flow from the battery will reach to capacitor C1, then to capacitor C2, then to capacitor C3, and potential V will be divided into three parts. In this case we have taken three capacitors, so it will be divided into three parts. If there will be less or more capacitors, so potential will be divided into these many parts, not equally, depends on the capacity of the capacitors. In this case we are taking the ideal condition that there is no energy loss or no potential loss in the total entire circuit. So now what will happen? If the potential is divided into equal parts, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. And if we are replacing these three capacitors by a single capacitor of capacity C, and if we are connecting that single capacitor with potential V, it is storing the same charge Q in it. So this will be called as the equivalent capacitance. So we can write this V is equal to Q by C is equal to Q by C1 plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3. This Q can be taken as common and cancelled out from both the sides, and we get the final formula 1 upon C is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. If we want to generalize this formula, so we can write 1 by C is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n 1 upon C I. So we can use this formula for solving various numericals, which we will take later. Similarly, the parallel combination of the capacitors. In this case, this is the diagram clear to you. We have taken three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 connected to a battery. Now you can see how much charge is flowing through the battery will divide it into three parts, as we have taken three capacitors. Equally or unequally, it depends on the capacity of the three capacitors. So that is exactly Q1, Q2 and Q3. But as all the three capacitors are connected to the same potential, so we can say that this will have potential V, this will also have potential V, and this will also have potential V. Again, for the ideal condition, if there is no energy loss, then this total charge will be equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So when we are taking this condition, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Now Q is equal to CV if we are taking the equivalent capacitor. So Q1 will be C1V plus C2V plus C3V. This V can be taken common and cancelled out, and we will get C is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. If you want to write it in the generalized form, that will be C is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n and Ci. These two formulae of the parallel plate combination we can use for the various numericals. So we will take the various circuits, various networks to solve the problems. That will be in the another video or the next video. Till then, practice them. Thank you.